aka Patters. I'm pumped. I'm pumped that this year we're hitting a lot of the what we would call the horror icons or the Halloween costumes. Let's just be honest. A horror movie isn't successful until it becomes a Halloween costume. And we're talking Leatherface and the Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise trilogy. Because this movie technically can end a trilogy. Now, if we look, it's complicated, it's long. Let's just get into it. Let's get through that intro. But welcome to the 31 Days of Dread. This is where we profile one horror movie a day for the entire month of October, 4 years running now. I'm excited. I want to talk about this movie. Let's go. All right, everyone. Before we get into something spooky, let me tell you something. Trial by Fire. It's my comic book available right now on Indiegogo. Link in the description. And I will see you on the printed page. Happy Saturday, happy Saturday, happy Saturday. You should be listening to this later in the day or on Saturday. look, I set out to do 9 a.m. releases during October. Like I got pretty far with it. This might be the fourth or fifth one that is not 9 o'clock in the a.m. That's because last night I had my Halloween party. We went long, we went hard. We all ended in the room watching Armageddon and arguing about it. But, it's not a Halloween party unless you introduce some Michael Bay into the mix. Look, Armageddon to me, it kind of defines why I like this movie. I'm connecting dots here, everyone. So stick with me. This movie, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3D, is a sequel to Texas Chainsaw Massacre 1, the 1974 movie. This movie came out in 2013. Our previous movie, Leatherface, Day 24, that was 2017. That's 3 years ago. This movie is a direct sequel to the 1974 masterpiece, right? Like, iconic movie. Our previous movie is the prequel to that. So you can watch Leatherface, then watch Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and then watch Texas Chainsaw 3D. And we have a trilogy, and we have a story, and we kind of have something where I would like to see a continuation of. And that's not really there. I just want to kind of say that, was this the plane of action? Because this movie made money. This movie 100% made cash. But it generates a prequel where it really should have generated a sequel because we're gender bending the franchise. And let me get back to my Armageddon point. If you enjoying things, if you're into a spectacle of something, you love Armageddon. If you think you're like a film critic that actually has insight, and I do not. Okay, everything I talk to you about, everything that goes involved with my thought process is, for my perspective, it's anecdotal, which is why I have this obsessive, I have these obsessive cells that make me want to be anecdotal, but have a lot in my canon, have a lot in my mental library. So when I watch a movie, I can kind of put these, I can put things together. I can figure things out. And I can see past criticism, expectations, and all these other low-hanging fruit ideas that make people think that they're critics, make people think that their opinions are valuable. And they're really not. Our personal experiences and how these movies affect us it's really the intent of this podcast. And, I'm taking all of you onto a journey. We're holding each other's hands. We're bros, we're sisters, we're rocking and rolling. And we're going through these movies one by one. And sometimes these movies deliver and sometimes they don't. Sometimes, they're not unique enough for you to look past these errors. But every single movie, like every single one, has lots of errors. You can look at, I mean, I was going back and forth about Armageddon versus 2001. Like, and it's just almost like, man, like 2001, like you can't put that movie on and have a good time. You just can't. Like, what is that movie? I'm not saying it's not what it is, but like, what is it really though? Like, oh, it's like frustrating. So this movie comes out, uh, it gets destroyed. It gets destroyed. No one likes this movie. This movie, okay, Alexandra Daddario. This chick's beautiful. Okay, she's in I think maybe the biggest movie she was in. I know she was in The Rock's Baywatch, but she was also in The Rock's Skyscraper. I think she plays his daughter in Skyscraper. This chick is beyond beautiful. Like, holy crap. Like, we get introduced to her after we see what happens at the end of Texas Chainsaw Massacre in 1974. We know she's a lost child of the Sawyer family, which really was completely taken out after the events of the original movie, outside of Leatherface. Of course, we can't kill Leatherface. She inherits a home. Her and her friends going to a road trip. None of her friends have traits that you like. They don't. So you're fine when they die. And there's this slow build. There's this slow process to her becoming aware of who she is. It's an awakening. I like that. We get a little bit more into Leatherface, which we need after seeing Texas Chainsaw Massacre in 1974. We need to see more Leatherface because he's been an action figure in a Halloween costume since 1974. We get that. Pretty good. We get that in Leatherface, the prequel, Day 24. So we get these things, and along the way, we get what you would call like cable television, sci-fi channel, straight to DVD, straight to VHS type acting, directing, and presentation. It's not 100% there. I agree. This movie has a very awkward carnival scene. That also has a shout out to Saw and Jigsaw, the pig head guys and the red robes are in that scene. Okay, so like we get some awkwardness. We get this the police department that likes what happened, that doesn't like what happened. We get this we get this bias against the Sawyer family. They must be eliminated. These are all the tropes we would expect with a story like this. Yeah, the movie ends in a warehouse, not spectacularly. But at the end of the movie, the Sawyer child, played by Alexandra Daddario. Daddario? We should just call her the dude EO. Her and Leatherface, this is after they've killed everyone they have to kill, because she turns. This is something you see coming. Every single twist, every single turn, every single little like swerve that the story takes, you see coming. This is also Texas Chainsaw 3D. It's really hard, outside of one chainsaw shot, it's really hard to spot where the 3D would have been in this movie. But I will say, of the horror movies that are supposed to be 3D, that are like connected to major franchises like Friday the 13th 3D, this is easily the better one. I mean, this movie destroys Friday Part 3. So they kill everyone they're supposed to kill. We see her. They're in the kitchen, and Leatherface just sits down. It's such a human move. It's such a normal interaction, and he moves old and sounds old, and it's like deep. And she tries to wipe blood off of his face or mask, and he doesn't allow it. And then he goes back down to his hole, because he's kept in the hole. it's pretty good. Like, it's a pretty solid scene. A lot of the movies I've seen this month already, we're talking about 30, right? Like 30 just endless movies here. I can't think of a moment similar. I really can't. And this is why we watch movies. This is why we drop our expectations. This is why we sit down to enjoy ourselves and have a little, escape a little bit. It's not a perfect movie, but I think this is a good part two. I really do. I can think of a lot of part twos that completely fail. Nightmare on Elm Street, I'm looking at you, right? I mean, part twos, I mean, like outside of it, I mean, they really don't succeed. Everyone's disappointed with Pirates 2, Matrix 2, Iron Man 2, Transformers 2. The list goes on and on. I like all of those number twos, by the way. But no, this is a watchable movie. And it's fun. And it has one of the sexiest babes on earth running around looking hottie. Just looking too hottie. Too hottie. I don't know. I had to say something there. But everyone, this movie's available on Hulu. It's available on Amazon Prime. Texas Chainsaw 3D. You can rent Leatherface for a couple dollars. You can give yourself a really good trilogy. I would say more so than franchises like Halloween, more so than Nightmare on Elm Street or Friday the 13th. I can't say anything about Child's Play because I have to refresh myself in Child's Play 2 and 3, but I'm pretty sure you can go from Child's Play to Bride of Chucky. I'm sure you can just jump right into that movie and make your own trilogy, but whatever. Look, I guess Bride of Chucky and Child of Chucky, right? I mean, like, it's kind of cool. But look, everyone, 31 Days of Dread. Tomorrow, we're doing our car theme, our car arc, day 26, day 27. It's The Car, the movie. And it's Stephen King's Christine, directed by John Carpenter. Absolute masterful movie, Christine. Overlooked, underrated, incredible movie. People want to talk about everything else when they talk about John Carpenter. They never talk about Christine anymore. God knows why. And then we're going to get into, I guess, like two oddball bucket list movies. One of them's called The Ice Cream Man. One of them's Night of the Demons. And then we're going to wrap it up with the absolute icons, the Platinum Dunes reboots. Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street. Blind reboots, both perfect. Everyone, 31 Days of Dread. I love you. Rock and roll. Until tomorrow, until Monday, it's going to be Cars. Quick announcement. So this episode is dedicated to my father, R.I.P. Tony DeLuca, Tony Ironfeet. We love you and we miss you every single day.